today I'm here at the Uganda Martyrs Shrine. So this is the main site and we're going to check it out. Sarah Pedon is behind the camera. You can check out her channel, guys, and subscribe.
Okay. Oh.
So guys, just entered there, coming to here to, this is the museum, the Uganda Martyrs Museum. Actually, I'm at the right place where the whole thing happened, yes. This is where 13 Anglicans and 12 Catholics that were murdered. So guys, I'm with a guide, very useful. He has a lot of information and sometimes it's going to be coming in. So guys, come with me as we check out this place. The martyrs were actually killed in 1886. Am I right?
Yeah.
That's like around 127 years ago. So guys, come with me and I'll give you a tour of this museum. So guys, when you enter the museum, you will see a lot of wood furniture, wood carvings, and this place is called Namugongo, but originally it wasn't Namugongo. Originally it wasn't Namugongo, it was called Chasanku. So that's why you see a lot of wood carvings and wood everywhere. So how did it come to be called Namugongo? It came to be called Namugongo because these martyrs were dragged here on their back. I can't imagine how painful the process, the pain they went through coming here. So we are just here. This is the reception. This is what you see when you enter in. So we're going to pick up with Jacob. He's going to take us and he shows us exactly inside. He's going to just give us a brief history about that. So many photos there, and then there is a sculpture here, and then there, and we're going to do it briefly, and then we go to the place where we'll see everything in detail, where the exact place where the martyrs were burnt, and also the seat of Mukajanga, the chief executioner for the king. So we entered here. I'm with Daniel. Daniel is going to be my tour guide today. I've always noted, I don't know why I've been calling Daniel, but it's Jacob. Oh my goodness. But I'm going to leave his number on the scroll below so that if you want to contact him, if you want to come and tour, you contact him and tell him, Jacob, we are coming. Ugandans pay 10,000 shillings. Yes. And foreigners, how much do foreigners pay? Non-Ugandans?
20,000.
Yes, this is actually less than $1. Ugandans and East Africans, you guys are going to pay 10,000 shillings, which is like $2, I think. $1, yeah. $2. And then non-East African nationals, for you pay 20,000 shillings, which is I don't have the figures right, but I'll put the conversion on the scroll coming down. So I'm here with Jacob. Jacob, introduce yourself.
You're most welcome to this very ground of Namugongo. My name is Jacob, as you have been told about, and I'm a manga staff. I'm happy to have my brother here. The Lord, He wants us to know, and I'm always open to tell you everything that we are having in this place. In this place, we have some places which are so special and everyone admiring to see, whereby we have the official seat of the chief executioner, whose name was called Mukajanga. When Mukajanga came here, they built for him a palace, which was small and grass-thatched palace. It is very interesting when you get there. When you come, you see it. It is very good, and Mukajang is ever sitting waiting for you people to come and say hi to him.
So Jacob is going to tell us. Jacob, those photos, I saw a lot of photos there. Okay, there are paintings. and here. So what's the story behind those photos there?
The story behind these photos that we are having over here. These are the archbishops who stood for the Anglican province or the Anglican Church of Uganda. Some of them are the late and some are still alive. Whereby you'll be able to see how from the start how we came. Another list we have it on the other side. But when you're here, that's why you can begin seeing standing Kagari, you can
Look Olombi.
and so many others.
And these ones are
And here up we have the
These ones.
bishops of Namugongo diocese. Namugongo is a diocese whereby it is also a main seat of Anglican Church of
so what's the difference between the archbishops and the bishops? Because yeah.
For the bishops, they are under the diocese, and then archbishops, they own the entire seat of the Anglican Church of Uganda. But for a bishop, is a bishop of a certain diocese in a certain, let me say, in a certain kingdom. If here it is Uganda, someone who is Uganda has to be belonging like Central Uganda Diocese, Western Uganda Diocese.
Okay.
And for the archbishops, also, even if it is appointed, actually belongs to him.
Yeah, so now basically the archbishops are the leader of the yeah. So in Tagali was the other one was the. So now we have another one called Wilberforce.
Wilberforce is a bishop.
He's a bishop. The current one is Reverend
Kazimba.
Yeah, Kazimba Mugalu. Yes. So okay, so we are done here, and so where are we going, Jacob?
We are heading to the Martyrdom where these guys, where these little boys were being involved, for them to witness or for them to show that truly they love their faith, that they love their Jesus Christ. The place where they are brought for the torture and for the killing, and whereby they were put in fire, whereby be expectant, we walk carefully, we don't fall into fire.
Just enter. This is the Martyrdom. This is the real place where, the exact place where these guys were put in a furnace. As you can see behind here, yes, it's the Martyrdom, and also it has listened to. It was also okay. Jack was going to pick up, guys, and he gives us more information as we learn, and I also encourage you to come and experience this story that most of you guys just hear about 3rd June. That's why most of you come to hear about this, but there's a lot of history here and a lot of things happen. Okay, let's pick up with Jacob. So where we're walking is the Jacob, was this the palace, what? Seat of Mukajanga?
Here is the office, or is the small palace that was constructed from Kajanga, who was appointed by the King Mwanga, to bring these small boys for the killing. So here, when they reached here, he was highly given honors. That is why they built for him a small brass thatched palace like this. You'll be seeing spears, not guns, pangas, wooden pangas, and axes. Those were the weapons that were using. The guns remained in the palace with the king, and the guns by then were for the whites and the Arabs.
All right. So guys, we've seen, Jacob has told us it's the place where Mukajanga sat and his people to deliberate on how they're killing. So Jacob, I see here, what's here?
Here, this is the sharpening of the killing tools, a point where people came, or these guards came and did the sharpening of the tools from. Here, you may not be able to see men with bikes sharpening these tools, or men with files. You'll be able to see a stone paper. These guys, during their time, they had no files to sharpen their tools.
So guys, that's a
Here,
stone.
they use
They are sharpening their tools, yes,
yeah,
with a stone.
using a stone for sharpening.
And this one, I see man dragging here.
Yeah, here where men are being dragged on the ground, this is where we are getting the name Namugongo from. As we all know that this place is famously known as Namugongo. but sometimes back it was named as Chasanku. But because of these guys, they came under a torture whereby they were dragged on the ground. So that process, dragging them on the ground, and they were asked that how have they come, and their response was they have come with bag. In Uganda we say bazze batya, bazze Namugongo. So here we are showing you how the bag was dragged on the ground.
So, guys, very interesting story on how this place got its name, Namugongo. You've seen here how painful it must have been for these guys. So the reason they actually call it Namugongo, they asked, how did these guys come? And they said they came on their back. They were dragged all the way from Munyonyo. Munyonyo is like a 10, 15 kilometers from where we are, and they were dragged on their back. Very painful process. So that's how the name got Namugongo. Mugongo in Uganda means back. So they came on their back. Jacob, what do we have over here?
Here, these guys, when they reached this place of Namugongo, of course, it was a process because they had to look for firewood, as we are all knowing that they were burnt. So here they were firstly imprisoned. This is a prison where these boys were tortured from, or where they were imprisoned from. Of course, in prison there is no good life. They were not given food, they were not given water, and they suffered a lot because it was a forested area. Mosquitoes, flies, they fed on them. So here they were imprisoned for their life before being tortured.
So these are that was a prison, and these were the guards guarding the dungeons where guys, after they brought them on their backs, they were thrown in these prisons. Okay, we are still continuing with Jacob, and I see a lot of sculptures here.
So when the day came that were they picked out of the prison, they were brought to this tree. This tree is a tree that no man knows of its age. It is a tree that has existed for long, and it is called Indazabazate, but here we simplify it to say that it is a torture tree, whereby these boys were being brought and were restrained from here. Some of these men were castrated, and the way of killing, as we can see, they told the guards to put anyone and start killing from wherever you want. But don't chop off the pain. Chop other small body parts so that they'll feel the pain. So here is where these guys they faced a lot. They cried, but in their crying, of course, one who is not yet being picked from the tree to be killed is to be singing. So,
guys, we've had Jacob taking us through. This tree has been there. Jacob, is this a real tree that has existed since 1886?
this is a tree. No man knows when it germinated from the ground.
Oh my
It is a
goodness.
tree that when you come into a museum, you will see 1760. 1760, this tree was a mature tree with its leaves on the high, not just on the ground. No man knows the
So does it still have its roots going down?
This is the tree. This is the ground where it germinated from. The roots are here. It's not man-made tree. It's a real tree.
Oh, guys, this is interesting. So this tree has been here for over 150 plus years, and by the time they were tortured on, the tree was existing and is still here up to today. You've seen these are people being tortured, the depiction of what exactly happened, being dragged on their backs. Interesting story, but also very frightening if you start to go through it. So what I saying, Jacob?
We are still on this tree. A lot of torture was done because when you fix your eyes here in between this tree, you see a man who was put in a rope and they hung him and was cut like that.
Yes, that's
here.
a man
And killing was a serious killing, whereby we believe the way and what you're watching, it will show you that even before these people being taken for fire, most of them were dead, but a few of them were still alive to feel the pain of fire. So here, when these men were tortured, what they did was to make a small mat of the ribs of small trees, a mat, and then they picked every body part that was cut, they fixed it together, then they wrapped them before them taking fire. After wrapping them, this is what happened. They carried them and brought them to this bar.
So guys, that's the man Mukajang. I'm still here. The history of the tree just amazed me that it has been here since for over 150 years and still has its roots in the ground. So this is the exact location where 13 Anglican martyrs and 12 Catholics were killed to this place up today. That man you see there is Mukajanga, who later died as a Christian. His story is so interesting. Basically similar to what happened to Paul. After persecuting all Christians, he ended up being a Christian and also spreading the love of God. Mukajanga didn't have that chance, but he still died a Christian after running out, coming back from exile. So all these people were tortured. By the time Jacob is saying by the time they were put in the furnace, most of them were dead. So I would encourage everyone, if you've not been here, please consider coming. It's 10,000 for Ugandans and around another $4-5 for foreign nationals. Ugandans and East Africa, it's the same fee. So Jacob, so I think we're going to what's there. That one.
There, what you're seeing is a firewood store whereby they had to go to collect firewood for making the fire that will burn these bones, and indeed they had that store there. And here is the burning press where they were brought, then wrapped in the ribs. And here the fire was made and they turned into ash. But because of their strong faith, we are all believing that they went to heaven, because our sky or our heaven in the museum shows that even angels descended in this ground and they picked up the souls of these men.
So guys, let me cut Jacob a moment. So here is where all were burned. Some were dead, and the reason you guys are seeing the heads on top, they didn't want those who were alive. They wanted them to have a very slow and painful death. So that fire, smoke, because if they had put their heads first, smoke would have killed them first. So now they put their heads this side, outside, so that they can die slowly. Imagine, guys, just let me paint a picture for you. You're burning from your head, from your legs, your tail, until fire consumes you, reaches the abdomen, the waist, and then it comes to your heart. I can't imagine what these young boys, as they were, this is Mukajang, the guy with the leopard skin, as they were being burnt, someone here was dragging firewood to make sure the furnace doesn't lose fire. Someone was here dragging firewood, giving it there, and most of them were tied in reeds and put on fire so that they don't escape. It could have been, I can't imagine people who witnessed it. And the whole museum is has all this art work of how it happened, and there's a depiction of heaven, that after they died, the Lord Jesus received them. So we're continuing with, is there anything else, Jacob, apart from what we've seen here?
Yeah, a lot we still have, that these men, when they turned it into ash, we have someone who came, who waited for this ash and the remains to cool down because they are hot. So after a certain period of time, like after 2 days, this man is called Itafel Kisasonkolen, who came and picked the ash and the remains, and then he took them and he buried the other remains, whereby they are also have been stored in this place.
We've heard everything, you've seen. There's a man who came. This is actually, if you read, you hear this story, it's so similar to what happened when Jesus after crucifixion, when Jesus was crucified, yes, a man came, took him, and buried him. So this is what happened here. Kisosonkole, a guy named Kisosonkole just came after the ash, after the men were burnt to ash and had cooled down. A man named Kisosonkole came, picked their ash, and came and buried. So we are just going to where they were buried. So these are depiction of hands of Jesus receiving them to heaven. So we're going to pick up with Jacob. Guys, come with me as we enjoy this story. This is like, I think the first chapter. I don't want to go ahead of my time because Jacob was here and is so helpful. Jacob, I saw a lot of illustration, the clouds. What's that?
Here there is not what you will see. You will see the heaven that was opened. It is opened reason being because when the ashes were brought to this place, and this man, what he did not just make it a grave, but he made it a church. That he constructed a first church, which was grass thatched church, and because it was a church, we believe that angels and the Holy Spirit was always in this place. That is why we have that kind of angels, doves, everything above this church or this chapel room that we are in right now.
So I don't have to. So guys, here what you see is the church that was constructed here in 1930, 1935. Here as we enter, this is the actual place. The martyrs, the 12 and the 13 that were buried. This is the grave. The grave, it's a mass grave where after the ashes, Kisosonkole came, and Kisosonkole is the guy who donated this land.
Yeah.
How big is this land?
48 acres.
Yes, so Kisosonkole, who donated this land, 48 acres to the Anglican Church, came and buried. What you see here is a mass grave for where the 25 martyrs are laid. It's their final place. So people come here, pray, ask for a blessing, but it's a resting place. This chapel, final resting place where these boys are. Well, so guys, I think we are going to see outside and we come to the end. Yeah. Now this guy, late Elia Kagiri, have been informed. He is the grandparent of the late Nkoyo, who was also the Archbishop of the Anglican Church. And here, still in this chapel, is this man, Tefelo Kisosonkole. This is the guy who buried the martyrs and also is the person who donated this land to the Anglican Church. And when we go out here, on the wall, that's Albert Cook. Is this Albert Cook? Albert Cook was a medical doctor and he came introduced vaccination in Uganda. What you see there is Mengo Hospital, as it was one of the oldest hospitals in Uganda, and how it looks now. And this one is Mackay.
That one is Bishop Huntington.
Bishop Huntington, yes, this is Bishop Huntington, the guy who was killed in Jinja. Jinja is on the eastern part of Uganda, so was killed. And this one, Janan Lum, who was also murdered because of his faith. And this is how this is the Catholic Church looks like. And also, this place is beautiful with a lot of wall painting. This one's the Archbishop Nkoyoyo. And this is Kisosonkole, the guy who donated the land. Just tell me, remind me, who is this? That one. Yes.
This man is called Alexander Mackay, who
Yes.
brought Anglican here in Uganda.
Yes.
Anglicanism.
Yes.
The man that brought it together with this man called Apollo Kifimplaya, was also a preacher of the gospel of God.
Yes.
Then this man over here is called Laudel alias Matel,
Mapela.
who brought Roman Catholic faith in this ground of Uganda. So
Yes.
these are the people who brought all this story that we are hearing about of the Martyrs. It was all about all this coming from these men because of having introduced this new faith of Christianity.
So guys, yeah, that's briefly the whole history of religion in Uganda. That was Alexander, that was Mackay, and this is Apollo Chivebulaya, who was actually here, the arm bearer of there. They moved on evangelizing, and this is Mapela. Mapela, yes, we call him Mapela here in Uganda. The guy who brought the Catholicism in Uganda, and of course, it's basically history of the church. And this is the current day how Namilembe Cathedral, the seat of the Anglican Church, looks like. And over there, where we are going is that was before. That's the Catholic Church in Rubaga, how it was, and the other in the dome shape is the current Anglican Church as it was first before. And these are one of those first instruments that were played in church. So, wow. So guys, we've come to the end of the episode 1 of the tour of the museum. It's so big, so I had to divide it into two, because the other side is the well, which you're going to see. And what a better way to end it. I'm standing. These were one of the first instruments that were played in the church, the Anglican church. You see the first keyboard that was brought, and I'm not a musician, I don't know what these things do, but this is the first instruments that were played in the church. So guys, what I'm telling you is, if you've enjoyed this video, not subscribe, please go to my channel and subscribe as I bring more content. Guys, see you in episode 2. God bless you. Thank you for watching. Salama. Bye.